nice and easy this morning. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do today, but I think I'm gonna try to clean this out, get my tools put into a box or something that I can easily slide around. I've got this much plywood left to take up, and I want to eventually start painting the subfloor, get that ready for insulation if I could ever find some. The foam board stuff is hard to come by these days, I guess, but everything's looking good. Still staying dry in here. Lots of holes still to patch up, but it's looking good. I'm happy with how this is coming along, so let's see what I can get done today. So that's the majority of the stuff gone. I've got a nice clean area. The only thing I've left is the batteries and inverter and stuff. Those do need to come out, but I don't want to because they're heavy and they're connected right now. That's how I plan on getting power while I do this. I suppose I could just slide them over there, lay down some cardboard, move them over. Not exactly how I want to do it, but that could work because I need access to this. I am not sure how I'm going to do that because I mentioned this before. This is the generator clearly mounted on top of the plywood, so the generator needs to be supported. Those need to be backed up a little bit. Plywood needs to be taken out, and then I can just bolt those back down on the subfloor. The only other thing, which actually isn't a problem, I thought this was going to be because there was a plate there. I wasn't sure what was under it, but it's just a hole to the gas tank, which is good because I plan on installing a diesel heater eventually. So we've got access to tap that there. Another question is how far forward am I pulling this up? Because the plywood only comes to, what's under this up here? More plywood. That's not in bad shape though. I do at least want to come up to the stairs and maybe even insulate this whole bit up to the chair. I'm not sure. At least for now, I know that needs to come up. And then I'll do another round of like sanding, well, wire wheel, all this. It's not too bad except for like these corner areas here. And then I'll put some primer down, get it painted, and then try to find some foam board insulation somewhere. Yeah, all right, that's the plan. Let's see how it goes. don't know how much those weigh, but it's a lot. They're very heavy. But that's it, they're moved. Now the fun part. This is our generator. It's pretty rad. It's one of the reasons I liked this bus, because it came with this. This is directly below where I just moved the batteries. So this right here, these are the bolts. Oh, it's interesting. Man, this is not gonna be too hard, but it's not gonna be too fun. I don't really enjoy unthreading things, but I don't. Oh, it is metal. I guess I could. If I could get a board across there, I can suspend the weight. Hope that goes up high enough. All right. I found a good sized piece of wood that should work perfect for this. It'll span the whole thing, so that's good. That might work. Yeah, here we go. I don't want to put too much force on this, but it kind of just, there we go. And now I'll start unthreading those bolts. That should be fun. Took both the plates off the front of the generator. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to set the depth on my saw and just cut like right through here so I can pull that side out. Then I'll clean up the metal depending on how it looks, put the bolts back through, and then I'll do these rear ones. Done. I realized just now that if I put these down, it's just going to be bare metal. This has no treatment on it, and neither does the subfloor. So I might try to find a can of spray primer, or I think I've got, well, I'll find something to paint down. So it's going to take me a little bit longer than I would have wanted, but at least it won't rust underneath and, you know, cause problems for me down the road. So I'll do that, and I'll be back. side of the generator mount kind of moved away during all that, so as long as more or less in place, I'll just draw that back in. It's like they put the tiniest amount of glue on this for some reason. Every single one of these screws is stripped, and by stripped I mean like rusted through, which is, those are fine because the plywood will come up and I can grind them down. But the ones that are stripped and stuck are a pain. And then they went and used nails. That one's broken, but like there's nails and stuff all through here, and the screws that are here don't even come up. So. Oh, except for that one. I don't know if you can see it, but look at what all was left of this screw. Like nothing. Just it's a tiny piece of metal. It's gonna hurt your toes if you step on it. So I've got to go back through with a grinder, find all the raised spots and grind them down. So those screws that like popped off, they've got little stubs left all over the place. And if you work barefoot as often as I do, these things suck. Not to mention, they're just not good to have. So what I'm gonna do is get out the grinder, find all of those little pieces. There's a bunch right along the side, which is fun. This is pretty amazing too, because this is running off of the batteries right here. I have it plugged in the back, but it's one of these wires coming off the breaker. Goes to an outlet back there. I'm gonna redo the solar. If you've seen the Instagram, you've seen that I mounted them up there, but I used some Renogy slanted mounts, and I don't like that very much. So I'm gonna leave them because it trickle charges the battery while I have it parked. But yeah, I'm gonna redo that eventually. All right, time to grind. These are dry enough that I'm comfortable using them. Cool. The square tubing spacer fell through. Or fell away. But I can go get it, put it back. Alright, where did it go? Please tell me it didn't fall in there. Oh man. I think it did. Great, how am I gonna get there? This thing for here fell in between the generator and this thing. That's gonna be tough to get out. Come on, brain, think of something. So I went and got this length of wire. I cannot actually see if it's really in there. Flashlight out maybe. Oh yeah, it's in there. Oh boy, is it stuck in there. Oh, did I get it? Yeah. Oh, thank God. I was not looking forward to what other options I might have to take to get that out of there. You can see how much this sagged down. It's crazy. Alright, well, let's get these bolts back on here. Look at that. Beautiful. Very cool. Well, I'm gonna go take a water break, hang out with my family for a bit, and the next time I'm in here, I will get around to wire wheel and all that, and then I've got this big ol', or just put that plate, there we go. And by big ol', I mean 1 gallon can of Rust-Oleum Rusty Metal Primer. It's the brown stuff. That should be plenty to cover all of this. I just remembered I'm going to take up that little bit of plywood over there, but that shouldn't be too difficult. Let me know your thoughts on this. I kind of know where I'm leaning now that I've just done that bit over there. This is the propane tank. There's 3 bolts there, 3 bolts here. And the wood was so rotten, I literally just ripped it up around them. And I'm concerned that if this rots more, which, ow, it sure is. Same deal, I'm just gonna have to like prop up the propane tank, loosen those, probably take them out, and then tighten it back down around the subfloor, which is a pain, but this whole process kind of is a pain. Are we charging at all? We're at 88% still. 20-watt load. Are the lights really that heavy? There we go. We're only getting 35 watts. Yeah. The solar's only generating like 30 something watts right now. Well, I guess that makes sense. We're in the shade. Yeah, that makes total sense. So, oh boy. It's good to bolt that down before climbing on it. So these are the Renogy mounts I used, and they're handy because I was able to make them more or less, you know, 90-degree angle of a standard mount there. And then on the ends here, they curve so you can mount them to the curve. But it feels kind of cheap. It's aluminum. I don't like that I drilled these right into the sheet metal. It's not even on one of the ribs, it's just right in the middle of the sheet metal. I don't think it'll leak because I put some roofing sealant over it. I think it'll be fine. But what it means is that the sun is either directly aiming at this one overhead and not directly hitting either of them, or directly hitting this one. And if I was to do that all the way down, that means the best I could get is a direct sun on half of my panels. I wouldn't even have like the peak during the middle of the day. So I'm gonna change that up. What's the best way to show? Maybe I'll just do a separate video on that, because it's gonna require a lot of work. But I'm gonna do like some vertical mounted things on the side, probably over these ribs, like maybe one here, one on the front. I don't know. Those are gonna go up, and then I'll do some flat mounted stuff up top. Yeah, water break, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.